Jason Sloan with Furtado Law Solutions here. Just doing a quick video on scouting out areas. Most everybody knows about this, but a lot of us have been using hail software and didn't really start scouting because they didn't have to. But it's a very good practice, and I'm going to go over a few things with you guys. So, when you get a hail map, or you get hail reports online or whatever, one of the things you can do is look for leaves down. That is a great indicator. Now these, obviously, most of these are tile roofs, so they're not going to have the same damage as an asphalt shingle, and most of them probably aren't damaged from this storm because it wasn't that big. But if you got asphalts in here, which there's a couple of them, it's something to take a look at. Also, when you get a map, to make sure it's legitimate, that's one of the best indicators as well. Go check an area, go drive it around, see what's going on. So, as you can see, we're checking this out. There you go. Look at all that. If those were asphalt shingles, they would probably be getting replaced. But you can look for indicators, and then you go check for damage. And I've been in storms, and probably the rest of you have, where you see this and there still wasn't much damage, but it's a great indicator and lets you get started. So I'm up here in the hills in Colorado, and the hail showed that it hit up here, so I'm checking out some areas for some contractors. And every once in a while you're driving, you see these. Then there's a ton of trees up here, so obviously there's going to be certain areas where it's not going to show as well, but where it opens up, that's where you're going to see it. So you're just going to have to keep looking out for it. And then a lot of these properties are actually private properties, no trespassing, so you have to get creative, sending them mailers and so forth to get into a lot of those areas. Also, talk to the insurance agents you're working with and see if they have anybody in these areas that can help you out too. And here's one of those signs pulled up a road, has a bunch of houses, and all of the gates, there's gates closed, and they all are saying no trespassing. So once again, get a hold of those insurance agents, start sending. You can deal with call centers like Jack with Hail 911, and also sending out mailers. So in closing, you want to verify the damage. Hail reports let us know where the hail should be. They're not 100% accurate. I prefer Hail Trace because they have meteorologists, and if they're incorrect, they're going to let everybody know this map didn't come the way it should have been. But, I mean, you can be working areas that are on the edge of storms and seem marginal, but they're older roofs, and you could do great. Myself and Kyle Larson, he owned KWL Enterprises. I was a salesman and moved on up the ladder, did supplements, and general manager with him. 2009, we were working in an area that nobody really knew about. People were working in Aurora because it got blasted, and we were working in central Denver, and almost every house was a redeck. We did a few in Aurora, a few in Lakewood, because the Lakewood storm hit too, and that was massive. It went from Westminster down all the way through Wheat Ridge, Arvada, Lakewood, other little suburbs, and also Littleton. And it was over 20 miles long, the path that it went. But we did $4.5 million that year. And just starting, Kyle had his business name, but he was not running everything. And the fact of the matter is you don't have to be where everybody else is. A lot of times it's a fight, and sometimes it's actually easier to find an area, a little honey hole, if you will. Sometimes it's a large honey hole. 4.5 million is a large honey hole also, but you can find areas to make your money and not have to fight with everybody else. And sometimes that's the best thing. And like I said before, teaming up with realtors, insurance agents, and property managers also helps you out as well. Signing off, Jason Sloan for Furtado Law Solutions. Until next week, have a great one.